Then I think I want to hear one very beautiful historical story of the one young lady's name is I think Tibetan word is called mythic. Mythic is what is in yes per kind of mala or something something her name. So this story is when Buddha Shakyamuni was in India and he was giving teaching to the more like this Shakya. Shakya is Buddha's kind of family, and those people, they came to listen in teachings. And then there was this one, like some of the minister's wife from Shakya, he came also listen in teachings and have a lot of ornaments, ornaments. For, like he shows like all her beauties. But in the listener teachings, there's many of the new and who is not really free from the desires. And many people get desire to her ornaments. And then one of the Buddha's disciple, and he knew that this ornaments gives a lot of desires to listeners. And then he went to see this lady and told to her that please you take out your ornaments because this gives a lot of desires to many people. And then this lady has attendance, like, and then he take out and give that to her attender and says that please this bring to the home. And then he went and he took, and this lady who, her attender, she is totally devotion to Buddha. And she really want to listen to teaching every moment. But he has no choice, because he is her attendant. He have to bring this back. And then he went. And then later on, and sometime after, and there was another lady who have little kind of pearls here in her, what's called here, neck or chest. And then that was the best in this place, and because now this other one is already took, and this later one, that was the kind of best of around these ladies. So kind of he show a little bit like I am now best of this, I am the best of this. And that this lady, other lady, he knows that now he really shows that he is the best, of all these things. And then he want to kind of push down her, and he want to bring back her this ornaments. And then again, he told to her attender, saying, go and get my ornaments. And then this lady, she look at the Buddha. He really can't go from here. And she's saying that today I can watch Buddha and I can hearing Buddha's sounds. But now I have no choice, He really very upset, but he had to go. So then with sadfully, with very kind of also devotionally, and he went. And on the way, there was one cow, a newly get baby, and newly, that baby, these cows are very wrathful. On the way, certainly these cows kill her, this attendant. And while he is dying, her mind is totally pure to Buddha. He really, even though he far away, but her imagine of the Buddha is on her eyes, sounds are her ears, and mind are totally devotion. But all of a sudden, they killed by cows. And he died. And right after, her consciousness entered into this Sri Lanka's princess, Sri Lanka's princess. Her consciousness went into that. Entered into womb of the Sri Lanka's wife, king of wife, princess, right? Queen, okay, queen, yes, queen's knowledge. And right moment, at the country, at that day, just ran of the mutik, ran of the mutik. Mutik is pearl, right? A lot. And then after 9 months, when he born, at that moment also ran of the mutik. So therefore, they giving name to her as like pearl or mutik trishing. They're like long names, mutik trishing. And then Buddha Shakyamuni knew all these stories, where he born, how he died, and everything. And then one time, like maybe after like 20 years, then many of the businessmen, it went to Sri Lanka to make business. And then those businessmen are Buddha's student. They chant something. And then when the businessmen went to there, and then daytime they make business, and evenings they chant. And when these chantings hear that princess, Mating Trishing, when he heard, and her mind is totally lost. Wow, how beautiful. That thing is, I never heard. And he said that I have to, call them to hear and make one more thing. And then he is asked, princess. So, of course, when they asking, they have to come. And they went to inside of the palace. And then, and asked to them, where did you learn this thing? It's very beautiful. He asked. And then this guy says, this is not thing. This is only the Buddha's word and teaching. And when he heard about the name of the Buddha, then her hairs are raised, tears are kept, and joy is immeasurable. And as well as also, like, how you say, that every of those actions and state is changed. And then asked, how amazing. What is the really meaning of the Buddha? And then they told, we have Buddha and taught Dharma teachings and so on and so forth. And then she sent one letter to Buddha. With them, they says, can I send one letter? And then they said, yes, we can bring. And she sent some letters. And Buddha knew when this 500, this businessman came back to the India, and Buddha was waiting the place. And then they met. And they told, I met such things in India, in Sri Lanka, and they sent these letters to you. And then Buddha was read that letter, and then at the same time, they kind of take pictures, like miraculously, they make, arts make picture of that Buddha read her letters. Then in the below that text, then Buddha wrote about 3 jewels, 4 nobetudes, 12 links, etc. And then sent that letter to back Sri Lanka and says that you have to this hanging in your palace and read and practice it. And then next time, when they went back, and then they gave Buddha's like kind of Thungka painting, and actually historically they said that was the first kind of Buddha's picture painting was first of that. And then Sri Lanka king, they're holding like on the palace and reading this. And that way, there's this queen, princess, has become truly arhats, and country become Buddhist. And later on, Buddha was also there. So this is like how actually the devotion to Buddhas is power. So sometimes we think, I'm practicing, I'm doing quite good, but still I have pain, I have sick, I have problem, why, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of doubts. But if we have confidence, the link to the Buddha Dhamma is never lost somewhere. So this lady, if you look directly, he was really very unfortunate, He has no such power to listen to teaching. On the top of that, even cow killed. One cow killed her, How unfortunate. But other hands, if he will be there, he is just attendant of the one lady. And today need to be her, bring these ornaments, bring it back and so forth. And maybe next day he's doing all kind of things. And he never become free of Dharma. So such these things, the devotion to the Buddha Dhamma, the power is immeasurable. So please, this is like little story, there's many of such beautiful things.